Hi guys, in this video we are going to introduce you to a guy named Joe. Joe did something very unique with his car. As a matter of fact, what he did made it one of a kind. You have never seen anything like it. So stick around because it's happening right now. Levi, you originally met this guy Joe. Where did you meet him at?
He's part of Prison City Cruisers, so we go to the meetings together, and he also came to the After the Smoke Clears car show at the end of last year.
Yep, that's where I met him.
Yeah.
Took some pictures of his cool little wooden car. It's kind of a neat little project car, huh?
1929 Whippet. I mean, to think that you could take and it's not an Isuzu, it's a Suzuki Samurai.
Or a tracker, or was it a Samurai or was it a tracker?
Samurai.
Samurai.
So Suzuki Samurai base of a car and without the body on it, and he turned it into his 1929 Whippet, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, some very interesting parts on there. Pay close attention to what Joe has to tell you. He tells you about each little part and where it came from and how he came across it, and some of the stuff you wouldn't even believe. Even parts of his next door neighbor's pool. So here you go, check this out.
My name's Joe, and this is my 1929 Whippet Farm Truck. How I got into cars? My family was into cars. Dad, grandpa, uncles would come over with their cars, and we'd just repack the wheel bearings, because that's what you did in the 60s. And that one thing led to another. Then I started building model cars and helping out Dad with fixing his car. Finally, in high school, at the end of high school, I got my first car. It was a 1963 Falcon Futura, and we put a 390 Mercury in it and an Econoline axle, and 19-year-olds with a gasser, they couldn't keep the wheels on the ground. And then lots of other cars since then. Customs, sports cars, trucks, off-road, lots of cars. Well, this car started, about 5 years ago, maybe 6 now, that walking the dog in the neighborhood with my wife, and one of the neighbors had some car parts around in the driveway, and started talking to him, and next thing I know, he says, "Hey Joe, can you store this while I build this other truck I'm building?" And then a couple weeks later, he says, "Hey Joe, would you want to buy that?" And he made such a good deal that my wife said yes. And basically it was the Suzuki Sidekick frame, 2-wheel drive, stripped down to the frame. And then he had this Whippet cowl with a driver's door, another Whippet cowl with a passenger's door, and then a Whippet back end section. And he was trying to kind of mutilate them onto here, and it wasn't working because the body was way too big. I started looking at it, figuring out, well, what could I do? And my dad gave me a picture of his grandfather's farm truck. And it's a TT truck, with the back end, and big old farm truck. He was a pickle farmer up in Jackson, Michigan. And I started looking, I go, I think I can do that. So I worked out how to mount the cowl, and I worked out, built the front of the firewall out of scrap metal from my old work where I cut a hole in it. We cut holes in doors to make windows in them. And I figured, I was starting to think I was going to get some plywood to make a body. And then I was looking at my old workbench, which was made out of 2 crates. And these crates, huge, were for 20 megabyte hard drives back in 1977. And I looked at it and I took some measurements, and the next thing I know, I'm knocking the crates apart and mocking it up with this body. And that's how it got to this. One of my neighbors took their pool down, and I grabbed the scrap metal out of the garbage. The fenders, my brother was going to scrap a boat trailer because he just bought it for the axle. He gave me the boat trailer fenders. The light brackets, the headlight brackets there, if you look at them, they mention there, but there, my sister does exercise equipment repairs, and those are pedal cranks for a spin cycle. Inside I got boat seats. One of the neighbors was putting new boat seats in his bass boat and put these out to the curb, and I grabbed them and they're in here. I've kind of recycled everything on this. And the bumpers on it, they're off my buddy's 49 Ford. He had ended up chopping up to put the running gear in a Model A, but those are the bumper riders from 49 Ford. It's been a wonderful build. Oh yeah, and the chicken. A friend of mine gave me a lamp. She says, this might be something interesting for your truck. Bolted that down. It's just been a lot of fun building it, and it's a lot of fun driving it. The turn signals, those are old clearance lights that I adapted to use a dual filament bulb in them. The hood is from my neighbor's scrap bin. It's the hood off of a lawn and garden tractor with a heating vent wedged in too. Then we get to, I had to cover the cowl vent because I didn't have a cowl vent with this cowl, and that's a cookie sheet. Motorcycle mirrors, don't know what else to tell you. It's just a blast to drive, and when I'm out, there's always somebody giving me a thumbs up, waving. I pull into a gas station and people just keep asking, well, what is it? And I go, yeah. My name's Joe. This is my 1929 Whippet Farm Truck, and that's why I'm a car guy.
Levi, what did you think of this? Let's call it a farm truck. Joe calls it a farm truck, so it's a Whippet Farm Truck.
It's pretty cool. The most unique little vehicle I've ever seen. To think that you could take a couple wooden crates, and he had the vision in his brain that he was going to make that car.
Yeah.
A little truck. I think it's amazing. He did a great job.
Not only wooden crates, but come on, a cookie sheet. Who would have thought? The boat seats I get, the boat trailer fenders I get all that, but I don't know, man. I think I'd have found something else other than my wife's cookie sheet.
Motorcycle parts, cookie sheet. He's
Exercise bike parts.
Boat fenders.
A pool top.
2 wooden crates. He's got a pull side. Yeah, that's the side of a pool, above ground pool. He's got
Did you
for
say
the roof.
the lawnmower
The lawnmower hood. Pretty amazing. I kind of want to call him Jed Clampett, but it's he did a great job on it. And I think it's an amazing little vehicle, and I'm so glad to know him and know that his car is out and about around our area. So yeah. He's pretty ingenious to do what he did.
Yeah, down to earth guy, real easy guy to talk to. I really enjoyed filming him. Joe, thanks for having us out there at your house and being able to film that unique little car you have. So Thanks a lot, and we look forward to seeing you guys on the next episode of After the Smoke Clears.